Boom. What's going on, dude? Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it for the short notice.
Oh, dude, it's all good, man. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm excited to hang out with you and talk, and should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, dude. I've been a fan of yours for quite some time now. I think I've discovered you through TikTok a
Oh,
couple of
wow,
years
no
ago.
way.
Yeah. I used to post a lot of guitar stuff, but someone decided to troll me on there, and it kind of cuts the fun out a bit. So I destroyed him and his partner at the same time. So
Oh, as
that's
you do.
that's a that's a different story to tell. But I've never been back on TikTok ever since. So there you
Okay,
go.
well, I'm glad you found me through there, regardless.
It's a beautiful thing about social media, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's what I love
absolutely.
about it. Yeah, dude, I watched your rig rundown. Congratulations, dude.
Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, I'm very thankful for that. Premier Guitar reached out. So it was filmed in July. It's August now, the time we're hanging
Okay,
out. But
yeah.
they reached out to me like maybe April of this year, and it was always, like, in the back of my mind, like, whenever I get to, back down to Nashville, that's where I was rehearsing out of with Elijah, and that's where Premier Guitar's based out of, so,
Okay.
yeah, made that happen, flew in there in the beginning of July for tour rehearsals, and, yeah, it was just cool to see that all get, released and put out there, so pretty stoked on that. Thanks, man.
Nah, anytime. I've also been a big fan of Rig Rundown because, like, or maybe you and I, like, our favorite guitar players that we looked up to and admire have been on there. And it's always good to, like, what's the pedal boards like. So, you want to, like, sound like them and be like them.
Yeah, it's always
The
fascinating to
secrets.
see, yeah, what everybody's using and, what works for certain individuals, and, yeah, I didn't necessarily have a pedal board this go round, but, everybody seems, not everybody, a lot of people seem to be using, like, the quad cortexes or modeling stuff anymore, so,
Mm.
it's just fascinating to see, like, what rig rundowns were, like, a decade ago versus now, so, but regardless, I'm super stoked to finally have my own episode. That's like a dream come true for any sort of guitar player, in my opinion.
Oh, 100%. Did you ever think that, that you'll be featured on there one day?
No, I really never thought I'd have my own. It was always something I was striving for, I guess we'll say. Like, maybe
Yeah.
not actively striving for, but in the back of my mind, like, oh, that'd be cool, right? To have one of your own episodes. But to see it come to light and Premier Guitar reached out to me to make it happen was even cooler.
Mm.
And they even made it a point they wanted to talk about my start, which was more or less YouTube and social media, and then now doing the real thing. Um, it was their idea to want to make that a point in the episode, which I thought was really cool, man, to see like an entity that is Premier Guitar want to make it a point to talk about that. I was pretty stoked on and pretty
Yeah.
thankful for. So that was cool too.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite rig rundown episode?
Ooh, that's a good one. Off the top of my
Yeah.
head, like I really like
Or
this
you
one with.
name your
Go ahead.
top five then. Top five.
Oh, I think that's a hard question. I'll just name some highlights. We'll do that.
Yeah, man.
Um,
Yeah.
Off the top of my head, like there's like one of the newer. There's two Coheed and Cambria episodes. One of the newer ones where they're pulling out all the old Gibsons and stuff like that. That's really cool. The AC/DC one, which was filmed in Philadelphia, which is my hometown, that was cool. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, but any of them that have like the old school instruments get shown.
Yeah.
Like, I can't remember his name. It's gonna Jason is Jason Isabel, I think his name is. I don't know anything about his music or anything like that, but he just has a collection of just old guitars, and just seeing like all those like old dinosaurs is really cool and some of my favorites.
Yeah. I think mine would have to be John 5 because he was like one of the reasons why I play Fender as well, but
Hmm.
also Hendrix. But yeah, as soon as I saw John 5's pedal board, because it was very minimum,
Yeah, it was like
you know,
3 pedals, I think it was.
3 pedals, yeah, and a tuner as well. But like it
Mhm.
was a chorus, a noise suppressor, I think, and the yellow super drive pedal by Boss.
Yeah, SD1.
Yeah, and, as soon as I saved up money, went and grabbed those pedals.
Right, yeah, no, that's a good one too. Yeah, he's got like the like antifreeze guitar. It's like they're all just tellies, and yeah, that's
Yeah,
a good one when he was out with Rob Zombie a couple years ago. That's a good one.
yeah, the Alice Cooper band one's always good because
Mhm.
I grew up on Alice Cooper, and I've met Alice once, like 6 years ago or something like
Oh,
that.
sweet, yeah.
And Nita and Ryan as well, but, to see their rig rundown, it's basic.
Yeah, super simple, like, and it's always fascinating to see, like, especially going back to the John 5 one, like, just super simple, like, no giant elaborate rigs, which those are cool too, but, um,
Yeah,
there's some sort of charm to just less is more, super simple, and,
yeah,
I don't know if I would directly take inspiration from that, but my brain is very streamlined and simple as well, just for
yeah,
just for troubleshooting or, um, you know, the more variables you add into anything, the more risk for things to go wrong happens. So,
mm.
I'm definitely a fan of like less is more.
Yeah, me too, and I've learnt that a lot from players like Jim Root, who
Mhm,
you've interviewed a couple of years ago, which
mhm.
was I've watched that multiple times,
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah.
just to crack up the views for you.
I appreciate that.
Nah, anytime, yeah. Again, big fan, Jim Root fan, which I've got his EMG pickups. I still need to put them in. I just haven't had the time yet. But like Jim Root, he's a simple guy. He just guitar, amp, a few pedals, just for a few things, and that's it. And
Yeah,
still, it still sounds like high gain, and that's what I love about it.
yeah. And I recently last week or a week and a half ago now saw his new updated rig, and I don't want to say what it is exactly, but it's even more streamlined than that,
Yeah,
which was interesting to see. But
yeah,
it's not public knowledge, and I'm I sound super lame. I'm like, "Ooh, I know a secret." I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying like
yeah,
attesting to the stripped down idea, it's still very prominent and even more so compared to say 5 years ago when I did my
yeah,
one and only, rig rundown, so to speak.
yeah, yeah. Speaking of Jim Root, I saw your latest video that you posted up on YouTube and on Instagram of you hanging out with the band.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, what was that experience like for the people who haven't seen it? I'll put the link on here at the end, but yeah.
Oh, thanks, man. It was great, man. So, um, going, I met that team 5 years ago when
Yeah.
I was certainly much smaller and just kinda getting my feet wet in the whole guitar realm, and, like, I never wanted to be, you know, an interviewer, like a premier guitar, you know,
Yeah.
a premier guitar from wish.com or anything like that. Um, that video is just still so fascinating to me in the sense that, like, I taught my best friend who filmed, who was the actual cameraman, I taught him how to
Mm,
use my camera literally 5 minutes before we shot that, and it was, like, so thrown together from 2 best friends, 2 kids from the Philly area.
yeah.
Um, so, like, it came out great, but it's, like, so thrown together behind the scenes, which is funny. Anyway, um, that's where I met that whole crew and Jim from the band. But then having the opportunity to see them again 5 years later, like last week or 2 weeks ago, give or take, it was cool, man. They all were super excited to see me,
Yeah.
and then my favorite thing, and I didn't really necessarily say much in my video because I don't know, I didn't want it to come off a certain way, but I'll just say, like, it was really cool to hear, like, the crew asking me what I've been up to and say
Yeah.
they've been following me and seeing my trajectory of I'm doing the real thing now, and they made it a point to bring that up, and I thought that was really fascinating and very humbling. Like, they're like, "Oh, you home now? You got some time off?" 'Cause, I was
Yeah.
at the show, and like, "Yeah, I'm home for a little bit. I go back out in September and October, and maybe a little bit stuff at the end of the year and around the holidays."
Yeah.
Super kind about that, and, like, that meant a lot to me, so, like, that was an experience that meant a lot, and I cherished that, so, you know, having it kinda come full circle now, I'm kinda doing obviously at a much smaller degree compared to arenas for right now, but that was my favorite part about the whole experience.
Yeah, the little things like that, man, and that's fucking awesome too.
Yeah.
It's like they're just like your closest friends now, and
Yeah, just and this industry is so small and everybody does know each other, and I never really believed that or could grasp that concept, but like it is so small. Everybody knows everybody, and everybody who works with everybody knows just like one or two guys away or girls away from somebody else. So all that encompassing, it was just cool to have like that reference point of 5 years ago to now in present day. I'm now in that circle and in that industry, and that meant a lot to just like see that come to light and like experience and know what that's all about.
Oh yeah, 100%. When you it's kind of like in the hospitality industry. It's a small fucking world. You work and haven't worked in years, and who you still don't like, and that it's kind of like that with me in the hospitality industry, dude. But do you try not to fanboy out when like these type of things? Because like
not at all.
I've learned a lot from that, and how I see musicians now is normal people that just have a passion for music as their job.
Yeah, it's so true, man. People are just people.
Yeah.
I really don't ever get like stage fright or nervous or anything like that.
Oh yeah, right.
Not at all. Like I really don't know what that's like, especially stage fright, like playing in front of people. Like I can't relate, unfortunately or fortunately, whatever. But no, I really don't fanboy or anything. I'm super passionate and I love meeting people, and I'm not gonna like name drop or anything, but like I've met some pretty big people, and they're all just people, man. People are just people, and
exactly.
People have said that to me, and I'm like, first of all, thank you, but dude, I'm just a normal dude. Like I'm really nothing. I'm not what you think I am. And like, I'm sure people think of people way more famous than me and way more successful than me as somebody like, untouchable, unreachable. And, people are just people, man. So, I really can't just relate. I can't relate to like fanboying. I'm passionate and fascinated by, certain individuals or certain professions. Sure. But it's never like, I'm never freaking out,
Yeah, but I've learned a lot from that by going to meet and greets, because I'm always standing at the last of the line for the meet and greets, so because I don't want to be like all stuttery and shit when you first go there. You just want to see the 20 people in front of you act like fuckwits, and then it's your turn.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I've had have you heard of a band called Beasto Blanco?
I have not.
It's Chuck Garrick from Alice Cooper.
Okay.
It's his band. If you like Motorhead and White Zombie with a bit of Ted Nugent, you'll love that band. I've had 3 of them members on the podcast.
Oh,
and
sweet.
I had their guitar player, Chris Latham. And we've known each other on social media for a very long time because I covered his songs. And stuff, because I was a fan. I wanted to cover the songs and post it up on my Instagram account, and he's been digging them and stuff like that. So we kept in contact for a very long time. And when I started this podcast, I asked his partner that managed the Beasto Blanco Loyal Beast page. I'm like, oh, would Chris be, wants to come on to be a guest? Straight away, yes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And the first thing when we hung out, he's just like, "Oh, how's the family?" And I'm just like, "Ah, shit, what do I say?"
Yeah.
And,
Well, that's cool though, man. Like it's everything that you and I are both saying at the same time here. It's cool to have that connection, but they're just regular people, man.
And you're an Eddie Van Halen fan, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he told me a really good Eddie Van Halen story. I do have the clip, but he told me a story that his parents went out for dinner one time, and these two guys came in a restaurant. It was Eddie Van Halen and Brian May, and he had this cassette tape that Eddie Van Halen, Brian May, and two other people recorded on and jammed on cassette, and sat next to his parents, and then just randomly, his parents didn't know who they were. His parents, Eddie Van Halen, is just like, "Oh, give this to your son. He might like this." And it was a cassette tape of Eddie Van Halen and Brian May and two
that's
other
cool,
people
man.
jamming. And he still has that cassette tape today. But he played it once.
Yeah, you don't want to run the risk of your cassette player eating it and jamming it, right? Yeah.
Unless if you want to bootleg it.
Right.
And
that's cool. That's a cool story.
Yeah, once we finish up on here, I'll tag you in the clip on it, man. Like, it's just,
thank you, appreciate that.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
but let's go from how did you started your own YouTube channel, and what made you want to pick up a guitar?
Sure. So I'll pick up the guitar first. So I started playing when I was pretty young. Like, I started getting infatuated by a guitar and the instrument itself, just visually, when I was about 10. Like seeing like the Jimi Hendrix movie. There's a very specific concert called An Evening with Bon Jovi. It was like filmed in like a studio from like the early 90s. And Richie Zambora was playing like his signature Strat with a Floyd. So I was really infatuated with Stratocasters just growing up. And then I started playing when I was about 11. I got my first acoustic guitar in February of when I was 11. And then that Christmas, I got my first electric, which I still have to this day. It's like a BC Rich Warlock kind of starter pack guitar. Yeah. So like that was the initial catalyst of like wanting to play. I was just really into classic rock growing up, which I still am to this day. But like my two favorite bands are like Led Zeppelin and Van Halen. Like those are my two favorites. And it's been that way ever since I could really grasp the concept of what rock music is, I guess. So that was like my initial wanting to pick up a guitar, just trying to emulate my favorite bands growing up. And then I started my YouTube channel way later in life. I was in the military for a bit, for 4 years. And when I was getting out, I was getting a couple surgeries on like my shoulder. I've had 12 surgeries in my life.
I saw the video of that.
Yeah, bro.
I watched it on my lunch break, and when you were mentioning about your funny bone and shit, my stomach went all weird because I was eating.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to ruin your appetite, but
No, it's all good, dude. I wasn't expecting that, but like,
I got a cool party trick. My arms disappeared like in a little spot there, and my funny bone's in a new spot.
It's all right. A chef sorry to cut you out, but like a chef that was working with us, he had a missing finger here, and I was trying not to be awkward about it, but then I'm like, "Oh, you got some mad ass scars." I'm like, did you lose a finger? And he goes, yeah, for like a circular saw. So I went from here to here, and then me, my boss, and they were talking about, like, goes, "Oh, Adam, did you know that he had like a missing finger?" I'm like, "Yeah, I was just trying not to be so fucking awkward about it and just trying to be nice." But then I said to myself, I'm like, dude, that could be a cool party trick. Just like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, sure. Who knows? Yeah, who knows, right? That's funny.
To go back to your injury, sorry. Dude.
Oh yeah. I forgot what I was talking about. But yeah, I had some time off from work. I had 30 days off to where I was not allowed to go to work. I wasn't allowed to do anything. So I was under the influence of several medications, I guess I'll say. And I was just watching, ironically, like Premiere guitar videos and some of the old original like OG YouTube videos, like the Olas, the Fluffs, the Rob Chapmans. And for whatever reason, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go buy a camera and I'm going to film myself and I'm going to put covers up on YouTube, because that was the initial idea for me. And YouTube was like, I was tired of playing like songs like Laid to Rest or I don't know, Crazy Train, you know, all these songs that I knew how to play, but I was tired of carrying around that memory of like, this is how this song goes. So I was just like, I'm just going to document the covers that I know how to play and put them up on YouTube, literally for myself as a reference point of like, okay, I can play this song. And then once I upload it, then I don't have to think about it. It was like my own way to catalog what I could play. And then I guess I just realized that like once you start getting like some traction and getting engagement and comments and stuff, I was like, wow, there's a world out there where you can reach people and you can grow your own brand, your own channel, your own entity online. And it's just crazy to think about, like, talking about getting traction. I remember when I first announced I'm going to be a YouTuber. I remember I got 9 subscribers on the first day, and I was so stoked. I got 9. I was like, oh, this is awesome. And then, I was like, I'm doing it. And then I can remember, man, dude, it took like, I remember like the first year, I would get like 12 views a day on a video. Like, post a cover, get 12 views. Or if it was a really good day, I would get like 26 or something.
Yeah.
And I remember being so stoked. And I knew it was tiny numbers. I knew they were like very minuscule, but I didn't care. I was just like, this is awesome. I'm getting engagement ever so.
You're getting noticed.
Yeah, ever so slightly, dude. Just like little bits and pieces of like, I'm growing. And it's funny now, like, I'm so jaded with everything. And I wish I had a better reference point. I'm checking my own ego and checking myself at times. But like, there'll be days where like I'll get 3,000 views in a day. And that's like a low performing video.
Yeah.
Like I did like a playthrough with a song I collabed with a band called We Are Pigs. And I did a playthrough of it, and it's sitting at like 3,000 views right now.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like,
is that the recent one that you've done?
Yeah, I posted it, I think yesterday or the day before.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that was epic.
Yeah. Thanks, man. And I have to just always just remember those times when I was getting like if I posted an original song, it would get like 5 views, like an original arrangement. And I remember being so stoked at that. So now I am 7 years removed from the first year, the first couple months. I have to really keep it into perspective and be very appreciative of where I'm at. And I am, but like, I'm just so hungry to continue to push it.
Yeah.
I get wrapped up in numbers and engagement sometimes. It's like, man, dude, just remember where you started. And at least I have the self-awareness to admit that like, I think like that sometimes, and to keep it into perspective, because I like to think I'm able to reach a pretty decent amount, decent amount of people, a decent sized audience.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy with where I'm at. But that initial catalyst was so insignificant compared to what I'm doing now. So it's just crazy to think back then versus now. It's cool to see it grow and see where I'm at. I'm super proud of myself and super thankful that people have stuck along, with me along the journey.
No, and I really enjoy watching those your videos, especially like when you do like new guitar reviews and stuff like that. That's dangerous for me because that makes me want to like, yep, I'm gonna fucking go on the internet right now after this. I'm gonna fucking buy this fucking guitar.
You're not the first person to tell me that. Like, oh, dude, you're such a bad, jokingly a bad influence.
Yeah,
like, I'm gonna go buy this now. And like,
I
was.
So you
go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say that we're doing this for 7 years, right?
Yeah, I started in 2017. It's 2024.
And you up to like 120,000 subscribers.
Yes, sir.
Congrats.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah. I hit my goal of 100K in the beginning of this year, and got my plaque and everything. And like, that was the unobtainable dream for me. And I was able to get that this year. And how cool is that, man? I'm so thankful for that. Like, I think that's like the ultimate goal for any creator, like getting a plaque, And I was able to do that. And I was just so thankful, man. People resonate with what I do, and people care about what I do. And it's awesome, man. I can't complain. I'm not complaining. I'm so thankful for everything that I've ever achieved with that. So yeah,
Yeah.
sitting at 120 right now. It's pretty crazy.
Baby steps, man. One step at a time, right?
Yeah. And it's still relevant to this day. Like
Mm.
the summer time is always the low point for YouTube from my experience, because, you know, I think a lot of people are on vacation, people are outside more. And also too, like the ad revenue is way different, because I think a
Yeah.
lot of the ad revenue gets ramped up during big holidays. So like for a creator, October, November, and December are the big like monetary gains because of
Yeah.
the ad revenue. People meaning companies are pushing, you know, their ads for the big holiday sales and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like even now, like it's growing, but it's still, like you said, baby steps along the way. Even
Mm.
to this day, I just got to just constantly just keep going and not
Yeah.
compare myself to others and not get frustrated. Just keep going.
Yeah, that's what one of my guests told me. Because sometimes I interview podcasters as well,
Yeah.
you know, and it's always good to support each other and get our names out there. But he said the same thing to me. Like, he was just like, "You're doing a good job. Like, just take some time."
Yeah,
You
bro.
know,
Absolutely.
and it's not easy. And I'm sure it wasn't easy for you to reach that 120, thousand subscribers. You know, I like to see
Yeah.
anyone fucking do this from the bottom up. Like, it's not easy at all.
No, it's not. And you know, going back to the whole comparison thing, like I think everybody, myself included, would love to just quote unquote blow up overnight. Like who wouldn't? That'd be amazing. But
Yeah.
I've seen creators come way after me, blow up, surpass me and my peers exponentially. But then like now they're not doing it anymore. Now I don't know if they've given up or they're out of ideas, out of inspiration, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like,
Yeah.
you know, I and all my peers are still going. We're all going, and like people that come out of nowhere blow up and then die off, they're not doing it anymore. So that
Yeah.
slow burn is way more valuable and way more sustainable and obtainable if you just constantly just don't worry about trying to go viral. Don't follow the trends. You know, don't do clicky videos. Don't this or that. Just keep going, man. Just keep that steady grind. And then you'll have a nice body of work, say 20 years down the road. That's like my goal. I'm going to keep doing this. Like, you know, like when you get you go to a job, you get like a pension after like 20 years or whatever. There's no pension in YouTube, unfortunately, but like,
I wish.
like, yeah, right. Like that would be nice. But like after 20 years, what's your body of work? What have you done? And same thing with like military stuff, 20 years, like what's your official rank after 20 years? Where are you in the military or something like that? So that's just always like my mentality. Like just keep going after 20 years. What's your body of work and what are you known for? Because another thing you can blow up doing is hating on more people successful than you. People love hate videos or like bashing videos or criticizing videos.
The joy of social media.
Yeah, like it's like
It's,
if you want views, just start talking poorly about people more successful than you and saying how terrible they are. You'll blow up just fine.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, you're just known for being a hater, and like that's your body of work. So
yeah,
you know, what are you known for, really?
See, I find it funny when people hate on like saying like a band like Nickelback. Okay, they will shit on them so much, but then share their music to everybody. But not everyone's gonna fucking hate them.
Dude, Nickelback's awesome. Yeah, and they're like one of I don't even know, not so much anymore, but 10, 12 years ago, they were like the most hated, or like Creed, another one that's hated on all the time. Limp Bizkit's another one. And
yes, they still hold up to this day.
I know, dude, and I've unapologetically waved the Nickelback flag, the Creed flag, the Limp Bizkit flag, etc. Like, I've always been fans of those bands, and I will never shy away from that. And I love those bands so much. So, what I'm getting at, like, it was cool and trendy at a period of time to hate on like Creed or Nickelback, and now we're like in the nostalgia era because it's like 25 years ago from when they blew up, those bands. So like everything comes back around. Now it's like Limp Bizkit, for example, is like the coolest band out there. Creed's touring again. You're like, they're the
Yes.
coolest band out there.
Yeah.
So it's just interesting how that
100%.
works.
Yeah. Friggin' Mark Tremonti's a fucking beast, man.
Yeah, he's a great dude.
So yeah, you're in the military. So was guitar playing first or the military was first? What came first in those two?
Oh, definitely guitar. I mean, I started playing when I was like 10. And
Okay, then you joined the military later on.
yeah, but even like, you know, I wasn't thinking about the military when I was 10. I didn't know what I wanted when I was 10. You know, like
Yeah.
you know, I wanted to be a guitar player. I wanted to be a baseball player. I wanted to be, you know, who knows when you're a little kid what you think you're gonna end up doing.
I wanted to be Ace Frehley from Kiss.
That's a great career choice. Yeah, who wouldn't? I was Ace Frehley for Halloween one time. I had like the mask on and everything. Yeah, dude. Like
I had a shitty makeup on.
Oh, see, like that's more authentic because I guess it was a Spirit Halloween, and I saw the Ace mask. And I was like, I want that, Mom. Give me that. And it was like an adult size one, so I look like an Ace Frehley bobblehead. You know, like my little.
Sick. You have pictures of that?
I do. I'd have to find. I could probably pull it up real quick on my phone, but I remember I would. Yeah. So let me real quick. I just gotta scroll back.
Yeah.
So if it's still there, I remember. I remember I was so stoked to be Ace Frehley for Halloween, and I remember like I was playing like club soccer or club football, whatever, and like
football, yeah. My late grandfather on my dad's side is Croatian, and he's a football fanatic. If you say soccer, he will slap you on the back of the head.
Right? Yeah. So I don't necessarily want that reaction.
No.
Yeah. So I can't find. I don't want to waste time, but there's a picture like it's on my Instagram where I'm like getting ready for my soccer game, and I'm listening. I'll never forget. I was listening to Kiss Alive 2 on vinyl.
Oh,
my stepfather
shit,
had it, and I had my Ace mask on. I was like dancing, rocking out, getting ready for my soccer game. So like I was so obsessed with rock and music. So that definitely came way before the military. The military was like when I was like 18, 19. I was just like, what do I want to do? It's like, all right, I'll do something what I thought was cool and badass or whatever, And I'm super proud that I did it and everything, but that was way later in life for me doing that or like having that interest, we'll say.
Yeah. And then, so you joined the military for a couple of years and then your injury happened. And then, and then here you are.
Yeah, it was just like a last ditch effort of like, I just don't want to get a job yet, a normal job. There's nothing wrong with that. My mom and dad worked real jobs. My stepfather worked real jobs. Nobody in my family was a musician. Nobody in my family obviously wasn't a content creator because that wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
But I was just like, dude, just one more shot of doing something that I'm passionate about. Because the military was exactly that, something I was passionate about. And I chose that profession. I didn't just do it for a paycheck. So I was just like, man, just one more try. And if it fails, okay, whatever. But I just tried it, and through lots of trial and error and a lot of missteps and a lot of just long hours of editing and practicing and learning theory and just trying to get better in every facet, learning how to mix, learning how to record, networking.
I'm still learning that.
Yeah.
I'm still learning at that. I'm self-taught, by the way. So
oh, that's awesome. Hey, so am I, bro. Like with mixing and stuff, like dude, you know how many YouTube tutorials I've watched? And how none
even
of them
guitar playing, I'm self-taught too.
And guitar playing too?
Theory. Yeah, I don't know theory. My picking style, I got it from James Hetfield.
Hey, that's not a bad teacher to have, bro.
I can't alternate pink, man. I've tried, but I don't know what it is because I use these.
Okay.
These big ass flow picks.
What gauge? What millimeter?
The blue ones, so the 1.0 mils.
Okay, 1 mil. Yeah.
Yeah, they're thicker. I find they're really good for chugging, but I'm always just a down picker, man. Like I don't know what it is. I try to alternate, but
that's your style, man. That's your style.
Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, downpicking at one point in time was one of my biggest weaknesses, and I had to actively practice just downpicking. So
Was that
Yep.
because of your injuries?
Nope, no, it's just
Oh
because
no, it's just before.
yeah, like
Okay.
before, during, and after, like nothing's inhibiting me playing, thank God.
Yeah.
But no, like when I grew up, I just naturally alternate picked, and like I was never a thrash dude, so like I learned how to play through like Led Zeppelin and
Yeah.
Van Halen riffs. Like there's no downpicking in that. Like
Yeah.
I learned on like dad rock and blues
Bad
style.
rock.
So like
Yeah.
alternate
Fuck yeah.
picking was my tool that I used just out of kind of necessity and just what the music lend itself to.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you practice at all?
Yeah, not so much anymore. Not right now. But like I play every day for about an hour a day at the very least.
Yeah.
And whenever I'm not like I always say there's like three things I'm doing. I'm either writing, practicing, or doing it for fun. And right now I'm kind of in the writing and doing it for fun phase. But like when I run out of creative ideas, then I'll go into something else, which is usually practicing. And then I'll just like run mode scales, down pick,
Yeah.
alternate pick, work on like techniques just so I'm doing something because when you're trying to create something, if you don't have the creative spark, you're not going to get anywhere. So like I have that self-awareness where like, okay, nothing cool or good's coming out. So let's just practice for the week. And then I'll just sit there and I'll practice for like an hour, 2 hours a day.
Yeah. I practice on a lot of my chugging and a lot of my tremolo picking.
Mm-hmm.
And with some of my chugs, sometimes I like to listen to a lot of thrash because I grew up in '85. I'm
Okay.
38
Yeah.
now. So yeah, I grew up on like Metallica and stuff like that. And yeah, I just like the whole chugginess. But then later on, Meshuggah came into my life.
Mm-hmm.
My sister's ex-boyfriend got me into him. So just stuff like that it's just fun to warm up to a little bit, just to
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
loosen it up and stuff like that. But let's get into guitars and gear, because you, my friend, are a Strat player, and so am I. Which
Yeah, right on.
this is my first real guitar I bought.
Oh, nice. What is it? I mean, obviously a
A
Strat, but like,
Fender Mexican Stratocaster.
oh, very cool.
I'm not too sure what model it is. I know I was watching one episode on the Ryan Roxy podcast a few years ago. It was saying to if you don't know the actual day or whatever of the guitar is, there's like a serial number at the back that you can go on Google and just type it in, it'll pop up. But I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure this might be a 2012 model. I'm not too sure. I've had it for a very, very long time. Or maybe a 2007 model. I don't know. But like, it's my first Strat. As you can see, I've got a shit ton of stickers on it.
Yeah, I see the Exorcist sticker over there. That's pretty cool.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And all my friends when Death Comes Lifting and
Yeah,
Ghost
that's cool,
and all
man.
that stuff.
Don't ever
But
get rid of that. It's your first one. Don't ever get rid of it.
no, it's my baby. It's been like what you were saying in one of your video clips. You like to beat the fuck out of your guitars.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though I don't play in a band, but when I do covers, I just like to just fucking rock out. Which AC Slade, I remember one time was saying that it was talking about people posting up guitars and it was like people just shredding and shit. Then he goes, but then Adam here, he's just like fucking just rocking out and just posting up some cool shit. People should do more like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, I think these are the Damasio's. I think they're like the Richie Blackmore
Okay,
single
cool.
coil pickups. I would like to change them and put like the hot rails in to
Mm-hmm.
give them more of that humbuckerish, warmish sound. But other than that, it's fucking amazing, man. I love this guitar.
Yeah,
Neck
it's cool,
is
man.
nice. Yeah, and I do have a Schecter as well. which is the last guitar I bought before lockdown a few years ago.
Oh wow, yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a Demon 6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think this is like the maybe 2000 and something model. I'm not too sure, man. But
Yeah, that's cool, man.
yeah, very light to play, dude. That's what I like about them. But I'm gonna change the pickups and put the Jim Root EMG pickups on there, man.
Nice, man. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
that'd be a nice little setup.
Oh hell yeah! How many Strats do you own?
I think I only own 2. So I have this one, which is like the Ultra Lux model from like 2021 that I've heavily modified. I've changed everything out with it. And then this is like my main writing guitar. Like anytime I do an original music with under my name, like I'm really into whammy bar riffs lately. So it's got like a floating Floyd on it. So this is like my favorite writing one. And
that's a beautiful guitar.
One, thank you, man.
Yeah.
My other one is it's in Nashville.
And yep.
That one's in storage down in Nashville. When I fly in to go on tour, it's in storage. So that's the Jim Root model. With
there'll be this one here. Correct?
Oh, hey, look at that. Yeah. Hey, I know that. I know that couch and that wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next to your Adam Jones Les Paul.
That is not an Adam Jones.
Everybody no, it's very close to it. Very close to it.
I mean, it's just a regular. It's a regular, just a regular Silverburst Les Paul custom.
Yeah, but yeah, that Jim Root like Strat thing that you were saying, man, that's a nice. That's like your own Frankenstein right there.
Yeah, more or less. It's somebody commented just yesterday, because Premier Guitar posted our guitars, and they said, I don't remember who it was, forgive me, but they said you've done something which is hard to do, which is taking a signature guitar and made it to where like they don't think of the artist anymore, they think of you, which I think is really cool and an interesting point, because obviously it was a signature Strat, it still is, but like it's now taken on my character, and people, when they see that, they think of me.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's very cool, man. And I never really actively went out to do that, but the fact that like it's got that like kind of infamous recognition now, infamous because it's destroyed more or less, but I love that. So anyway, that was always the goal, to like just do my own thing, and that's all what I'm all about anymore, is doing my own thing. So taking something that I'm heavily inspired by and making it my own, and then people recognize that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah. And do you always change the pickups? Do you leave them as stock or do you change them?
It depends. I mean,
yeah,
I kind of buy guitars anymore that like if the pickups, like if the pickups are lacking or aren't as high output, then I'll change them one time usually, and then I'll kind of leave it there. But the whole pickup debacle, I've kind of debunked from my own research. I did a video like a year and a half ago where I put 8 different pickups in this Les Paul. I think it was this one right here. No, it was actually one of my standards. Forgive me.
Okay.
Yeah. And they all sound very similar. The only thing that's different is the output. So the output changes, but the tone doesn't change. Yeah. And that's a misconception that people, I think they're really trying to gravitate towards, like the pickups will change the tone drastically. And it really doesn't, from my own R&D. Maybe ever so slightly, but it's the output and the response and the amount of like firepower you have at your disposal. That's what changes. And I think people misinterpret that for tone. Unless you're obviously going from single coil to humbucker, then that's completely different. Yeah,
100%. I like to invest on pickups and locking tuners.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, locking tuners like are a must. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And I noticed you have like a really beautiful baritone 7-string too, man. I was watching the video on that on my lunch break at work today.
Oh, thank you, man.
Beautiful color as well.
Yeah, it's the best finish out there. The old Silverbird.
Yeah. Well, these are my collections.
Oh, nice, man.
Yeah, so I got a 7-string Ibanez. I bought it because I wanted to be like Korn. like
right.
That I guess it's Cherry Burst or Sunburst or whatever Les Paul there next to the gold top. That was my first Les Paul I bought.
Oh, nice, man.
That weighs like a ton. I barely play it now. It just sits either in a rack or in a case. I might retire it and just let it be. But I put the activated pickups on there. Yeah, and I got a gold top Les Paul with the Gibson headstock. It's I think it was a Korean model. I can't remember, but yeah, that was like the second Les Paul I bought. I still play it.
Is it an Is it what's the brand on top of it?
Epiphone.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I think that's a 2012 model because I know Kirk Hammett has released a greeny Gibson Epiphone Gibson headstock. I'm like, hey, I've got one of those too.
Yeah, you got one right there with you.
Yeah, but I always wanted to learn bass, but I might just skip that and just stick to guitar and stuff like that. But yeah, no more guitar buying for me anymore, man. It's just no more room in a apartment building for me.
Yeah. Hey, you always got room for one more. That's what I always say.
Yeah. I do have a SpongeBob acoustic guitar.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go. Everybody needs one of those.
You want to see it?
Sure.
One of my best friends bought this for me for my 32nd birthday present. Like, I barely play it now, but
oh, that's cool.
There we go.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, can like put that into drop F sharp or something like that. Nah.
Yeah,
but
see what you can see what comes out of it. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Bleed by my sugar.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be cool.
Nah, it's nice. Yeah, maybe I'll pick it up a few times, but I've done a couple of videos with it. But other than that, it's a cool guitar. I like it. And
it's unique, that's for sure.
Yeah, it stays in a case now. So yeah. So let's get into horror movies.
Let's do it.
All right. And I've seen that you have a couple of horror tattoos on your leg.
Yeah, I've got two horror sleeves, yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, so both my calves from the ankle
or the classics
to the knee. What do you say?
Oh, so it's just from all the classic like horror films and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much all of them. Like the only one I don't have is like Linda Blair. I don't have Pinhead, but I don't really like Hellraiser, and I don't have. I want to get like the zombie girl from Night of the Living Dead because that's like my favorite horror movie of all time.
Yeah, mine's Scream.
Hey.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that's cool, man.
Oh, sick. I guess we did read the memo right to wear matching shit.
Well, I wasn't gonna show up not prepared. I was gonna wear the appropriate attire.
It's all good, man. I'm happy with that, dude. But yeah, no, that's like, how long ago did you get those done?
I guess I got it was a process, obviously, but I would go in and get a new face every couple months. So I think maybe it was like a 2.5 year process of getting like, I don't know, maybe a dozen portraits.
Yeah.
Get one every couple months and then build it as I went. So yeah, it took like 2 years. I think I got my first one like at the end of 2020, maybe beginning of 2021.
Yeah. I've got a Michael Myers one here.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So it's just like at the back of here, but then Alice has to be up on
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, and then the Jason.
Yeah, you got your Jason in there. Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, my tattoo. This is my original artist. My artist, this is his original drawing. He drew that one.
Nice, man. So, that's cool.
Yeah, but I got heaps, man. Jack Skeleton and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also have a Stay Puft tattoo. on my
Nice, from
leg.
Ghostbusters.
Fuck yeah, dude! Like
Yeah.
as soon as I posted that shit up on Instagram and Facebook, people just fucking laughed and they're like, "Dude, that's fucking awesome, dude." I'm like,
Yeah,
"Yeah."
that's cool,
What?
man.
But I got the angry Stay Puft tattoo,
Right. Yeah, when he's
so it
pissed,
looks like
wandering
yeah,
through the city. Yeah.
yeah. So I'm at the gym and I put my socks just underneath, like where where his eyes is, so it looks like he's wearing a mask and he's
Oh
angry.
yeah.
It looks like he's gonna rob you.
Yeah. You just see this up. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. So yeah, horror movies. So what are your top 5 horror movies?
Um, Halloween 2, 1981, Night of the Living Dead, Season of the Witch. Give you two more off the top of my head real quick.
Yeah.
I'll go with like a new one. I like the Strangers, the first Strangers. I'll go with that.
The original?
Yeah, from 08. Yeah.
Yeah, that scared me.
That scared me too, yeah. And then I'll just
Yeah.
throw one more in there. I'll just go Jason. Which one should I throw in there? Off the top of my head, I'll go part 2, Friday the 13th part 2.
That's pretty
I
cool.
love all the, I'm a huge fan of the 80s, late 70s, early 80s slashers, and but yeah, like I just threw the Strangers in there just because, little curveball in there. Most people, I've come to find out a lot of people hate that movie, but I think it's awesome.
I loved it because it was actually based on if you like go right into it, like on Wikipedia or something like that, or apparently the guy that directed the movie said that it was sort of like based on true events that he'd experienced when he was a kid.
Oh geez, it's terrible.
Yeah, but it's fucking scary. Like to this day now in 2024, I still watch that movie one light on.
Yeah,
it scares the shit out of me. But
yeah,
but I also agree with you with Season of the Witch.
Dude, so underrated.
Yes, and I don't know why it gets so much hate, but like, the whole Halloween franchise it's a little. I love the Halloween franchise, but to me it's kind of like the Marvel universe right now.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. It's all over the place. So many different timelines.
Yeah.
Twists and turns and like choose your own adventure and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Like I didn't like Halloween Ends. I thought that was more of like a fucking story of two lovebirds.
No. That's my least favorite one, far and away. I was so disappointed when I walked out of the theater.
Me too. Yeah. Like
so bummed.
Maybe like the last 20 minutes of the movie, maybe 25 minutes of the movie, with the big fight scene was the best thing about it. And that's it.
And even that was weak compared. There's like so many other better ones, like final showdowns. Like
yeah,
the one in 4 is way better. The one in 5 is way better, and that one's atrocious. So
H2O was good.
It was good, but the masks were very problematic. There's like 4 or 5 masks in that movie. And there's a CGI one, like it's just crazy how, like, dude, you're making Halloween and you're like, you can't get the mask right. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. Like, that's the first thing you should get right. That's crazy to me that was a thing. So
was it in Halloween 4 how the mask was different from the movie to the poster?
Yeah, the OG mask was on the poster, and then the mask in 4 is obviously like anything but the original. It's pretty horrible, but luckily the movie's good at least.
It was decent. Like I think that's where what's her name?
Danielle
Harris made her big role in the.
Yep, that was her first movie, I think.
Yeah, you into new horror?
Not really. I mean, like anything is like specifically?
Yeah, have you seen anything like new recently?
I mean, I saw Alien Romulus the other day, but that's not really horror.
I'm going to see that on Thursday.
It's good, man.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it.
No.
It's good. There's just one thing that, like, if they didn't do this one thing, it would have been probably like my second or third favorite movie in the franchise. I mean, I guess it still is. Like Alien and Aliens. We actually just watched Alien last night. Well, I fell asleep. We got to finish it tonight.
I gotta watch
like,
that because a lot of people was giving me shit when everybody was posting up the horror thing on Instagram and what
yeah.
horror movies have you watched? I haven't, and I didn't put Alien on there because I haven't seen it, and my DMs were just like, "You haven't seen Alien yet?" I'm like, "I'll get there." Like,
Dude, yeah, you got to. Alien's awesome, man. You got to see.
yeah, I watched Resurrection though.
No, that. Okay, but also that doesn't count. Yeah, you're missing the point there.
Yeah,
you got to see the first two. Those are the best.
Yeah. I actually can't wait to see the new Alien film, but the reboot of The Strangers was fucking horrible.
Yeah, I won't go to see it, or like I won't watch it. Like maybe one day I'll get to it, but they did Pray at Night, the second one, and that was pretty disappointing to me. It wasn't bad.
Yeah. Oh, that was better than the reboot.
That's what I've heard. I've heard the reboot's horrible. Like terrible.
Yeah. It was. They're making it into 3 chapters apparently.
Yeah, it was like a remake, then like maybe like a prequel or like a sequel to the reboot or something. I don't know. As soon as I hear all that stuff, I'm like, all right, I'm out. Like,
yeah.
The Strangers was so good on its own.
Yeah,
sure, people don't like it, I guess, but like it was perfect. Not every movie needs a sequel. Or
that's why I love Rob Zombie's.
Yeah, man. Like The Devil's Rejects was a sequel, and that was like his only one. Yeah, and that movie's vastly different than House of a Thousand Corpses.
Oh, then you got Free From Hell.
Oh yeah, that's true. See, I didn't even watch that.
That was a good film. That was like Captain Spaulding's.
Yeah, it was Sid's last movie. I tried it, and then I was just like, I remember I was actually laid up in bed from a hip surgery.
Yeah,
and I started watching it. I was just like, I can't. Like I saw where it was going for me personally. I was just like, I can't do this. But if you enjoyed it or anybody else enjoyed it, that's totally fine.
Yeah, I was listening to a podcast interview of Joe Rogan with Rob Zombie, and I think it was on that. I can't remember what it was, but then he was saying that Sid Haig was like really sick in that movie.
Yeah,
that's why they have to kill him off. And then apparently Rob redone the script within 24 hours or something.
Yeah, I've seen that Joe Rogan episode with Rob Zombie.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I don't really remember the story, but I remember hearing something like it was either in an interview or just hearing it through hearsay that he was, going through something, like was obviously really ill.
Yeah, and you could see it in the movie as well. Like he was just at that stage that like he just couldn't do it anymore.
Right. Yeah.
He was our favorite clown, man. Him and Pennywise.
Yep. The two best.
And maybe Art the Clown, because Terrifier 3 is coming out soon too.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Terrifier 2 was interesting. I like the first one way better.
Yes. I couldn't watch it because of the whole gore thing, but if you like Saw jacked up to 10,
yeah,
then yeah.
I'm not opposed to that, but yeah, when it's like just uncontrollable and just like it was like too gnarly. Like I don't watch those movies for that. I watch it for like the suspense and the atmosphere and
psychological.
Not even that. Like I just like it for like Halloween, for example. I like Halloween because it's like it feels like the holiday, like the leaves, the cool air, the costumes. It's like everything leading up to like the kill, we'll say. I don't really care about the kills. They're cool, like true, it's a part of it. But like I just like the atmosphere and like in Halloween too, when everybody's walking the streets in their costumes or like that's what I love about it. Like it reminds me of the holiday and stuff like that. So I'm not there for like the crazy gore or anything like that.
So like Halloween over in the States is huge compared to like here. Like we do celebrate it. Like there's like kids like, dress up and stuff like that. But I still go
Yeah.
out and buy fucking decorations, man. I still have an inflatable fucking Reaper outside my
Oh, that's
veranda.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's still out there, man. I don't give a shit.
Right. Yeah,
And
that's cool. You bring it over to or down under to Australia. Keep, it's good you celebrate it. It needs to be bigger down there.
oh man, I wish. Well, before we finish up, let's name your top 5 guitar players.
Okay. Big top 5 guy you are.
Yeah.
See.
So I like to hear people's answers when it comes to
Right.
this.
No, it's fascinating, right? Like I'm just as much of a fan as well. So we'll go Eddie Van Halen, Jimmy Page, Zach Wilde, Wes Borland.
Yeah.
And then I guess we'll go Jim Root number 5 in that order.
Solid. Mine changes.
Right? Yeah, they
Some-
always kind of change. I feel like I left
It's
somebody
hard.
out. Like I'm like, wow, man, I should have put them in there.
Yeah, so like for me, it's always been Ace Frehley. He was the reason why I played Les Pauls, but like Ace Frehley / Hendrix, and then Mark Holcomb, and then
Yeah,
Jim
from
Root.
Periphery.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great. I mean, can't go wrong with any list, really. I mean, they're all amazing. So
Yeah, like if I have to pick 5 of them to come over for dinner, that'll be even hard.
yeah, it's gonna be a big party. Big party of 5 with 35 people there.
Yeah, well, dude, thank you for actually coming on. It was actually nice to finally meet you. After me watching your videos on YouTube for a number of years. Keep it up. I really appreciate it. I know you've got music out on Spotify as well. I'll put that in the description so people can go support you, listen to it.
Thank you, brother.
So all social medias they can find you: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube,
TikTok.
TikTok.
I think it's all. I think I've got 4. Yeah. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. But like YouTube and Instagram are my big 2, and then TikTok's kind of third, and then Facebook's just kind of whatever.
Yeah. You thought about doing Patreon?
I thought about it. I had one back in the day. But I'm probably gonna launch that in 2025. But this year's just been so crazy, just because I haven't been home. I've been home more. I've been away more than I've been home this year. So next year I'll probably launch that again.
Yeah, you just need time to reset.
Yes, sir. Exactly, man.
Yep. Yeah, 100%. Well, guys, make sure to like and follow and subscribe to his stuff right here, because if you don't, like, this dude will kick your ass. But I have that picture at the fridge at my work, actually.
That's cool. That's funny.
Yeah. Well, guys, thank you very much, dude. I appreciate your time.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks again.
Anytime, dude. Anytime. Stay in touch, man. For sure.
All right, later, buddy.
All right, guys. See you all next time. Be kind to each other and stay spooky, everyone.